Shalom, all praises, honor, and glory goes to Yahweh Ba'Shem, Yahweh Shai Ba'Shem Rakakudash. Double honor to the elders and the apostles, great millstone, peace and salutations to the hopeful elect that are scattered abroad. This is Brother Malak Asherah 144, Judah, come back at you, brothers and sisters, and very few children, with another lesson entitled Grace. Alright, and we know that the Lord has showed us grace. And, we have to show it, back to other people. Alright, we have to be graceful to other people just like the Lord is graceful to us. Alright, there shouldn't be a reason that we shouldn't have grace for anyone else, because we were on the verge of death. The Lord was about to destroy us. Alright, and He still gave us that grace. We were going against Him. We were intentionally committing sin, and He still forgave us. He still gave us this truth. He still gave us grace. So if He was able to have grace on us when we were doing all that wickedness, what makes us think that we can't have that same grace towards each other? All right. Now, I'm not saying that you have to like that person, but all I'm saying is show grace. So we'll start off with Ephesians 2:8. So this is Ephesians 2, verse 8, and it reads, "For by grace are ye saved through faith, and not that not of yourselves, it is the gift of Yahweh." All right. So we're saved by grace, because if the Lord would have destroyed us, we wouldn't still be here. We wouldn't have this truth. All right. But by the Lord having grace on us, we are allowed to live. And He even allowed us to have this truth on top of all that. So by Him having mercy on us, we should be thankful, and we should give grace to others. The Lord was able to forgive us. We should be able to forgive each other. All right. Like I said, you don't have to like that person. All right, but still, you can't be going around saying how much you hate them, or you want them to die, or I don't want them to still be here, or any of that type of stuff. All right. So if what happens, it happens. All right. If the Lord wants them to be, dealt with, according to death, punishable unto death, then He'll allow it to happen. If He don't, then you don't. Let it go. All right. Because that person will have judgment coming to them if they've done something wrong. All right. If they've truly, done something, something wrong, something unlawful. All right. So reads on, that not yourselves is a gift of Yahweh. So, we aren't living because of us. We're living because it's the grace and power of Yahweh Shem Shai that life even exists. Okay? We should be thankful for that. We shouldn't complain. All right? Jake love to complain about, little things. Okay? But they don't see the brighter side of it. All right? We're still living. All right? We're still living. So that means that as long as you're living, as long as you're living, you're still able to be dealt with by Yahweh Shem Shai. Okay? So next we'll go to Romans 6:14. So this is Romans 6:14, and it reads, "For sin shall not have dominion over you, for ye are not under the law, but under grace." So dominion goes into rulership or control. All right. So we're not going to be controlled by sin. All right. The Lord will allow us to be controlled by the Spirit. Okay. Rather than sin, because sin, if we let sin control us, that's all we would want to do is sin. Sin. But the Spirit is on us. The only thing that we want to do is the things of the Spirit. Continue to dwell in this Bible. Continue to do the things in the truth. For ye are not under the law, but under grace. So, yeah, we do live by the law, but we're living by grace. Okay, the law is something that we follow. All right, law is something that we follow, and by us having grace, we're still living. We're not living because of the commandments. We're not living, because of the law, statutes, and commandments, but because by the grace. Like I said, we wouldn't still be here if the Lord didn't send His Son. All right, we wouldn't still be here if the Lord showed us that grace and that mercy. So that's what we live by, that grace. All right. So next, we go to James 4 and 6. James 4 and 6. So James 4 and 6, and it reads, "But he giveth more grace, wherefore he saith, Yahweh resisteth the proud, but giveth grace unto the humble." So the Lord gives us more grace each and every day. All right. By us living right now is grace. By us having this truth right now is grace. Every day there's a form of Yahweh Shem Shai showing us His grace and His mercy, which we, greatly desire, which we're thankful of. All right. See, it reads on. Wherefore, he saith, Yahweh resisteth the proud. So the Lord resists the proud because He knows how the proud is. All right, full of themselves, only thinking of themselves, only wanting things for themselves, doing things for themselves. So, He isn't gonna deal with them, okay? Because He knows that if they're in the truth, they're only gonna want things for themselves. They're not gonna humble down. All right. Let's read on. But it says, "But giveth grace unto the humble." So like I said, He knows that the proud isn't going to humble down. All right. He knows that. But if He allows it to happen, of course He's going to allow it to happen. But still, the average person in this world isn't, the average proud person in this world isn't going to give up all of their, so-called greatness or their status, for this truth. Okay. Because the truth is also about sharing, okay? Because you can't keep the truth for yourself, or else the truth won't thrive out into the world. It won't thrive. It won't continue into each generation. So we have to share it. All right. So next we'll end it off with Romans 5 and 8. Romans 5 and 8. So this is Romans 5 and 8, and it reads, "But Yahweh commendeth His love toward us, in that while we were yet sinners, Yahweh Shai died for us," or Hamashiach died for us. So commendeth, goes into show. All right, and He shows His love. He brings His love towards us. All right, He continues to bring His love towards us. And us, meaning Israel as a whole. See, it reads on, "In that while we were yet sinners, Hamashiach died for us." All right, so we were still sinners. We were yet sinners. All right, we were sinning each and every day. All right, each and every day on this earth. Before this truth, getting our hair lined up, going to church, not calling upon the name. All right, not following the law, statutes, and commandments, not taking heed to the Sabbath or taking heed to the holy holidays or eating unlawful foods, all of these things we were sinning. All right, and he allowed us to sin so that, we can be brought into this truth. We had to first be sinners, and then he allowed us to be more. He allowed us to be, workers. He allowed us to be partakers in this truth. All right. So, this last verse reads, Mashiach died for us. So, by Yahushua dying for us, we were allowed to have grace. All right. That's why we're able, to teach, all right, to be alive, overall. Okay. And especially being in this truth. All right. So, with that, let's give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh Bashim Yahushua, Bashim Kakudash. Shalom.